Hi everyone, I hope you're doing amazing. Today we're doing a reading where we're having to see what your future self has to say to you, just any messages from them in regards to anything in your situation right now. So please pick a card that you feel most drawn to. Today we have Green Adventurine for pile 1. We have Moss Agate or Agate for pile 2 and Fluorite for pile 3. So pick whatever card you feel most drawn to. Just so you know, I do have personal readings, but I am on holiday for next week, so they will be closed on Etsy. However, what you can do is message me on Instagram if you're wanting one, and then when I get back, I know if you're wanting one, I can put you first once you purchase the reading. So yeah, pick a card you feel most drawn to, and then the timestamps will be down below either in the description or the comments, and then you can go straight onto your reading. Hi pile ones, I hope you're doing amazing. If you chose this Green Adventurine, then this reading is for you. So we're going to be having a look to see what messages your higher self has to say to you. This could literally be about any situation. So I kind of have all my decks out of camera laying above. So basically we're just going to go straight to shuffling and just see what you need to know. So let's just get some general messages. So what does your future self want you to know? We have Seven of Pentacles. So what this card is telling me is perhaps you have been working hard on a project. So perhaps that it doesn't even have to be a project, but I'm guessing it's like career or something along the lines of that. You have been working really hard with something, and perhaps you may have not seen any growth at the moment. And basically with the Seven of Pentacles, this is all about waiting for things to come into fruition. So basically you may have worked hard on a topic or just anything, and nothing's really amounted yet. And you can see this person's kind of waiting for his, pentacles to grow so he can get them. And basically I feel like this is you, but perhaps you may not even know the rewards that are coming to you in the future. So perhaps right now it may feel like you're putting in all this work and nothing is going to actually, well, it may feel like that nothing's really coming from it. Basically Spirit wants to tell you, or your future self wants to tell you that basically your hard work will pay off, and that you will see you will see abundance and stuff from it, but you just have to have a bit more patience and just trust that with hard work things will fall into place and you will get the results you're wanting. Yeah, we also have the King of Wands, and this is kind of telling me that you kind of have to have a bit of trust in yourself, because the King of Wands, the first message I'm kind of getting, or the first thought, was sure of himself. But I don't think I mean that in I guess a cocky way, because sometimes when you're sure of yourself it means you feel like you know everything. But so what I'm kind of getting is he's confident in his passions and confident in what he's doing. So I feel like you need to try step into an energy where you kind of have more faith in what you're doing, because you've been waiting for so long, because this is slow moving energy, you may have lost a bit of faith, or you're starting to doubt if what you're doing is what you're meant to do. And maybe you could be having worries thinking, I'm not seeing any progress here. And I feel like if you can kind of step into a more King of Wands energy and just feel more confident and feel like you know what you're doing, if that makes sense. If you can do that, then this will benefit you massively, because then you would kind of have more faith in what you're doing, and you'll be able to make more decisions, because you're coming in a place of, well, no lack. Because I feel like right now you could be in a place of lack, and this can kind of not benefit you, coming from a place of lack can actually, I don't want to say create more lack in your life, but it can create a lot of doubt, and it's not the best place you want to be in. You want to be in an abundant state where you're just you know what, everything is coming to me as it needs to be, and believing in divine timing, and you just feel like you have everything that you need, that you don't feel like you have any worries, if that makes sense. Let's get another card. What does your future self want you to know, please? Oh, okay, we have the Three of Swords and Four of Wands. Okay, yeah, so basically what I'm getting is with the Three of Swords, continuing with this, you may be feeling a bit heartbroken, a bit lost because maybe some things haven't gone as planned. Sometimes when you want something really bad, and you work really hard and perhaps not seeing any growth. At the back of the deck we have the Four of Swords, and this is all about like a standstill. So perhaps you are at a standstill of what you're doing and things just aren't really going to plan as you wanted it to be. And this is causing you to feel like, this is making you feel a bit like heartbroken. You feel like perhaps you could, maybe you have this deep down, like you know that this is something that is meant for you, but when you kind of have that feeling and you don't see like reality conforming to that, it can be heartbreaking. But because we had the Four of Wands, this is kind of like a celebration energy, stability energy. This is just basically is saying, like, because we had the slow moving energy, sometimes things have to be slow for things to be stable. So basically this is the spirit saying, you know, there is going to be a point where you're celebrating because things are going to fall into place exactly how it needs to. I'm also getting, if you are struggling with with your emotions and feeling let down by it, perhaps you can have be more light-hearted, be more carefree, enjoy, play. And I feel like if you can put your focus in your happiness, this will make this whole process easier. But I'm kind of getting the outcome is that you will be celebrating this, like I'm getting achievement, or like, you know, this, whatever you've been working on, there's going to be a celebration towards this. It's just right now you're in a place of stagnancy, and this is going to, you are going to get out of this. It's just how it is, and it's a part of the growth and the lessons of doing these kind of things. I'm going to grab the next deck. I don't think I've laid this out the best, just because you could probably see my head as I reach for the things. Okay, so I actually have a new deck here, and this is the Green Witch Oracle. So any messages from your future self, or Power One's future self? We have cleansing. So yeah, basically with the cleansing cards, this is telling me that if you have any negative attachments, perhaps maybe you are having self-doubt, and this can actually hinder you, because let's say with the law of attraction, if you believe you can't get something, you know, this can accidentally manifest itself into that. So if you can cleanse yourself and just have a fresh positive and feel good about what you're doing, this will help you. And again, you can do this by getting into a light energy. I'm just like taking care of yourself and doing things to make you feel good. All right, so I had some more cards come out. We have these two. So we have luck and hope. So basically what this is telling me is that, you know, I feel like when you get into a light-hearted energy and start feeling good about what you're doing again, this is when you're going to feel like the luck and hope start coming in. Perhaps this is a message calling you to have hope in your situation now. So it could be that perhaps if you can have a bit of hope in what you're doing is what, like, you know, have hope that what you are doing is meant to be, and that, you know, have hope that it's going to be like good things, good outcomes. That's when you're also going to start seeing things fall into place for you. We also have luck. So what I'm getting is that, you know, luck is on your side. Things are going to come into place. These are great cards to have. So I think you just need to kind of like feel good. We also have like yellow colors, green colors, and we have two citrus cards as well, which is kind of like made me think of like a new fresh life, zingy, all that. And we have lemons. I'm kind of thinking, weirdly enough, I'm thinking of lemonade and also alcoholic beverages. Like, I don't really drink, so I have very limited thoughts here. But you know, like some drinks you can get like a slice of lemon or a slice of lime, especially with, oh, what's the drink that, is it gin? I don't actually know, or tequila, where you take a shot, then you lick some salt and lick a lime or something. I don't know, but basically it's making me think of partying and, like, again, holidays and all that. And I feel like if you can like lighten your energy, have fun and enjoy yourself, and just try not to focus too much on things that aren't going your way, that's actually when things are going to start falling into place, because you don't have this negative energy surrounding things that aren't happening for you right now. Try and move your focus on enjoying your life, and then obviously keep working on your project, because it is coming in, it's just slow. And I feel like maybe you put so much emphasis on waiting for this thing that maybe you've abandoned the enjoyments in life because you're working so hard in this one thing and you feel like things aren't really going into place, so you're getting heartbroken. When actually, if you can like let go of the outcome, just trust it's coming to you and start enjoying, embracing life and raising your vibration, that's actually when you're going to see things fall into place, like fall into place more, and like that's when things are going to be going good. All right, let's get a couple cards from here. Messages from Pile One's future self, please. We have all that glitters. Okay, so this card is all about, well, the way to describe it is usually the person, you have an expectation of how you want them to be, or you see them in a certain way. Basically, this card is, I'm kind of going for this situation. Try see this whole situation in another light. Right now, you could be seeing things negatively because things aren't in fruition right now. You haven't got your desired result, and I feel like you've been waiting a long time. If you can kind of look at this in a different way, so for example, you could look at this as a way that there's lessons to be learned. You could be learning something. Perhaps you've made a mistake where if you were really popular at what you're doing, like it could be, you know, growing an Instagram account or something, let's say it's that. If you did a mistake when you're really popular, that could be quite detrimental. Whereas if you are kind of like learning at a small following base, then that's the effects of negative things, I guess, or mistakes won't be as detrimental to you. But it could be that you have more lessons to be learned, and this is what you're currently going through now. It's just like more lessons. So try looking at the situations in a positive light, and I feel like that's when things are gonna kind of like, it's gonna help you and benefit you from doing that. All right, let me get another card. A message from your future self, please. Message from Pile One's future self, please. Okay, we have a thinker. So this card, the first thing that's coming to me is overthinking. I do feel like you're definitely someone that overthinks the situations and maybe you think a bit too much. And it's making me think of like letting go of your ego and enjoying the present moment. I feel like you could be quite hard on yourself and trying to work so hard on things that when things don't exactly go to plan, you overthink it. And it could benefit you to just like try and just be in the moment, enjoy life for how it is, like all the other cards, and then just allow things to fall into place, because I feel like you could be falling into a negative pattern where sometimes when you overthink things, it kind of puts you in a bit of a rut, and that's when you can kind of spiral negatively. So perhaps this is a message from your future self saying that, you know, stop overthinking, things are going to work out. So like the kind of perspective I'm getting is like your future self has achieved achieved your desire. And you know, sometimes you can get, when you reflect, like sometimes people say, what would you say to your younger self about a situation, or like, you know, what is the message you would say to your younger self? And it's almost like future you would think of this moment of when you were like struggling, and the advice for you is like, oh, don't worry, you know, relax, things will be fine. And that's the kind of vibe I'm getting for this reading. I guess I'll get that for every pile, but anyway, let's carry on with your cards. Messages from Pile One's future self, please. Okay, we have deep knowing. So that kind of confirms what I was saying earlier. I said that you kind of do have this deep knowing that this is meant for you, and because reality isn't conforming yet, it's making you question that. And I think spirit, your future self, I guess it could be spirit, it's you're basically saying that you know that this is meant for you. This is, so stay strong in that belief, because you know this is something that is obviously very important to you. And if you can keep your intuition high, but also your kind of like inner knowing and deep knowing strong, that's just going to only benefit you in the long run. Okay, let's get one more of these cards. Message from Pile One's future self, please. We have initiation. So this is all about starting things. So this could be a message like of saying, okay, you know, you're meant to be doing this, So maybe it could be a time to reflect and to start something. So for example, it could literally be to start enjoying yourself. But I'm kind of getting the message, what can you do in the meantime for your enjoyment and also to bring stability to this? So for example, sometimes when you have a deep knowing that you're meant to do something, it's quite easy to rush into it because you get excited. You're like, I found my true calling, I know what I'm meant to do. And sometimes you rush into doing things because, you know, you're excited and you want things to fall into place. But that's when things can be a bit unstable because you don't do things properly because you know, you're excited and you want things to be done as soon as possible. Because we do have the Seven of Pentacles, this is meant to be slow moving energy and steady. So if you do feel like you're rushing a bit, don't, you know, take your time. And I think Spirit just wants, your future self wants you to know, so I'm so used to saying Spirit, they just want you to know that, like, by doing things carefully and doing things slowly and properly, that's how it's going to enable a stable future in what you're doing. So I think Spirit just, your future self wants you to acknowledge that and also initiate thought on what you can do to bring more stability through this. So it could be doing more research, etc. Okay, I'm now going to shuffle this deck, see if there's any messages that your future self wants you to know. Any messages from Pile 1's future self, please? We have Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time and nature. So yeah, your future self really wants you to slow down right now. Maybe even spend time in nature. Do things that you enjoy and makes you feel good, because this is something that's meant to take time and it's meant to be slow and steady. Okay, let's get another message. Can we get another message from Pile 1's future self, please? Oh, thank you. We've got 2. All right. So we have, I don't know how you say that. We have Hiraeth. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. And we have surrender to the sweetness. Okay. Well, so the surrender to the sweetness, this is literally what I've been saying. Pleasure, joy, make love to life, enjoy love, enjoy the process, because I feel like you could be focusing so much on the end goal. If you can enjoy the moment and enjoy the whole journey of what you're doing, it'll make you feel not too worried about the end goal. Obviously you still want it, but you're enjoying the moment and really making the most out of it, and it's not going to bother you as much. So, Hiraeth, I don't know how to say it, Hiraeth, I don't know. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. So the longing from home, it's making me think of the end goal. You're having a longing for the end goal, for things to work out and for things to do well. But, you know, I think this is a time for you to just enjoy the moment, because it's like longing for home, sick for the stars. But it says here, slow down, being in the earth, enjoying life. You know, these cards are like stuck on, well, not stuck, but you know, it's of earth, and this one's of the stars. The stars could be your dreams, the earth could be representing the present moment. So enjoy your time on earth, or your time on doing your projects and doing the things you desire. By enjoying this, you'll eventually get to your final destination, which the stars represent your dreams. So you will get there, but just enjoy what you have now. And I feel like this is what's going to really benefit you, because you will feel like at peace with how things are falling into your life, or like falling into place into your life. And there won't be any pressure for the, like, kind of the end goal, because you're enjoying the moment. So by doing so, like, yes, you still want the end goal, but you don't have that urgency for it. All right, we're going to do the final deck now. Let's shuffle this and just see if there's any final messages from your higher self. Okay, we have healing is happening. So you're not broken, trust in the process, it's safe to soften. I'm not taking all those, I'm just gonna take one. We have the Great Mother, surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. So yeah, this is basically saying healing is happening. You're not broken. You got to trust the process of this whole journey you're going through. Trust the process of the slowness or the steadiness of how things are falling into place. We then have surrender to the mystery. You don't know how you're going to get there. You don't know how you're going to get to the end result. All you know is that you can take steps and for things to be a nice gentle pace. And with Fall into Her Arms, it's making me think of surrender to the universe. Trust the process and surrender control, because you don't need to have control in getting your desires. Just surrender to how things are right now and enjoy the moment, and things are going to fall into your place. Your future self wants to tell you that things are going to work out for you. You are going to get there. It's going to take time. You know, by getting this reading, it's not going to happen tomorrow. I mean, it could, but I think it's very unlikely with this. So knowing that it's going to take a while, maybe now's the time to start the initiation and ask yourself, what can you do in the meantime to enjoy yourself and to enjoy this process? Because I feel like right now you may have the lack of enjoyment because you're wanting to see the end result. So if you can enjoy now, I feel like the end result is going to be a less of a struggle, because you are feeling stagnant now. Focus on the things that bring you joy, and things are going to fall into place exactly how it needs to. Your desires are yours. You are going to get them. So know that it's safe. You know, you got to trust this process. It's safe to soften. It's safe to have fun and enjoy yourself. You don't have to hold on to your dreams as much as possible and to hold on by hoping that, like, if you hold on tight then you can get it. Sometimes if you can loosen the grip and soften to it and just allow things to fall into place naturally, that's when things are going to work out perfectly. So I think the final message and overall message is, what you're doing, you are going to achieve your desires. Now that you know you're going to achieve them with time, what can you do to enjoy yourself? You can relax now. You don't have to worry. You can loosen the grip, because this dream is yours. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. You can let it go, knowing that it's meant for you. Anyway, Power Ones, I hope this reading resonated for you and brings you clarity you needed. I do have personal readings available, so make sure to check the description down below. Just to let you know, I am going to be in Disneyland Paris next week, so I won't be fulfilling orders then, but I will be doing them the week after. But anyway, I hope you all have an amazing day. Give this video a like, a thumbs up, comment down below if this resonates for you, and I will see you very soon on my next reading. Bye guys. Hello Part 2s, I hope you're doing amazing. If you chose the Moss Agate, then this is your reading. Excuse the dog fur on my jumper. It's the only problem when you have a white dog that molts all the time. Okay, so we're going to be doing your reading to see what messages your future self would like to say to you. So I'm going to shuffle the tarot deck first and just see what cards want to come out. And then this is what we're going to base your reading on. We're going to pick out one significant message your future self wants you to know. By the way, in the previous reading, I keep saying spirit is like a bad habit. Well, not a bad habit, it's a habit. So if I say spirit, by spirit, I do mean your future self. Okay, right. So let me just sit down and we'll have a look. So what does Pile 2's future self need them to know, please? Oh, okay, that was very obvious. I need to pick up these cards. Okay, so we have Justice and, oh, Six of Pentacles. Okay, so let me just lay this out. So the Justice card, this is making me think that perhaps, I don't know if it's the present moment or in the past, but there's a situation where maybe things have been a bit unbalanced and perhaps you haven't had justice in a situation. Because we have the Six of Pentacles, I'm kind of getting perhaps you may have been giving too much of your energy to something, because usually this card's about giving and taking, and because we have the Justice card in balance, the first thing that came to my mind was giving yourself away too much. And perhaps because, you know, we do have the Justice card, it's having that maybe you're going to be taking back your energy and getting more of a balance with this. Let's see if we can get more information, because this is quite... Okay, let me just get that. your cards are falling everywhere. Okay, this makes sense. We had the Devil. So the Devil card indicates like attachments to stuff. So yes, definitely. Maybe you have had some negative attachments to something, and you're just wanting things to, like, you know, you could be feeling a bit stuck because maybe you are in a certain way where you're putting too much energy into something. So it could be a bad habit. You could be giving your energy to a bad habit of yours that you feel like you're struggling to break. It could be too much energy to a person. It could be a toxic person. Anything along the lines of that. I just feel like you are going to be breaking away from this because this is what your future self wants you to know. So if you are feeling stuck in a situation, perhaps there's toxic people you're dealing with, things you aren't fully like happy with in life, and you're trying to deal with that, and you could be feeling stuck. With the Devil, this is a good reminder that even if you feel stuck, you can break free from this. Let's get one more card, or tarot card. What is the future? Oh, okay. Okay, Nine of Cups, that's perfect. So the Nine of Cups card is literally all about our wishes come true. So it's quite literally saying, if you've been struggling to deal with something, your future self was wanting you to know that, you know, whatever you're trying to overcome. I'm going to say this quite loosely because this is a general reading. This message could be about anything. For some of you, it could literally be bad attachments to a habit, to a person. Perhaps it could be a legal thing. Whatever it is, I feel like you're feeling stuck in a situation. You're giving too much of your energy towards it, but justice is being served. You're going to break free from this. And this is something you've been really wanting deep down, because the Nine of Cups is all about wishes coming true. So I think your future self is just wanting to know, if you've been struggling something and wanting this to be over with or to do something about it, this is just a confirmation that this is something that is possible for you. Okay, next I'm going to shuffle the Greenwich Oracle and just see if there's any messages that want to come up from your future self. So what does your future self want you to know about this? Okay, we have healing. Okay, this is beautiful, because sometimes when we go through a difficult situation, healing yourself can actually be the thing that helps you break free, because healing can be learning your boundaries. Healing can be getting the strength to do something. I feel like you could be going through the process of healing right now, and by doing this healing process, this is how you're going to break free from the struggle and get to where you want to. You know, we have quite a juxtaposition, the Devil with attachments, and then literally the Nine of Cups of wishes come true, you know. So this is, you are going to get what you want, you know. Just a bit of healing. Focus on yourself, focus on your happiness, focus on your strength and finding the things that make you strong and learning your inner strength. That's what's going to help you to break through this struggle you're having. Okay, let's get two more cards actually. Okay, thank you. We have success. So this is wonderful, because it's basically a confirmation that once you've done your healing, or even, you don't have to be completely finished, but with this healing you're going through, you're going to have the success. And interestingly enough, we have the Libra here, and this is kind of like the Justice card as well. So you're going to have your justice in this situation. Think you're going to have your breakthrough. Okay, let's get one more card, please. What does part two's future self want to know, please? Okay, we have ritual. Okay, the ritual card is making me think of doing something to take care of yourself. So maybe you haven't been taking care of yourself much, and by healing, you know, you can do this by literally doing what you feel you deserve. So literally by taking care of yourself and doing things that make you feel better, things that make you happy. By doing so, this could help with your healing process. And I feel like Spirit is really wanting you to, or I mean your future self is really wanting you to like take care of yourself and do things that make you feel better and makes you feel good in this moment, because that's when you start noticing, not the, I guess the change of mindset, because when you realize the things that make you happy, it makes you want to let go of the things that don't make you happy, if that makes sense. So that's the message there. All right, I'm now going to be doing the Wisdom of Oracle deck. I'm going to get a couple more messages in regards to this. Let's get some more deeper messages, please. higher self. Okay, so we have go the distance. Okay, the go the distance card is basically saying, like, you know, do it. Go, like, you know, I feel like this is something that perhaps you've been wanting to do for a while. Perhaps you haven't had the courage. Perhaps you're worried about the process, because sometimes the process of this can be scary depending on your situation. Oh. But I feel like you just need to just do it. I feel like when you feel ready, now's the time, because sometimes you do wait for a moment to be ready. Sometimes if you want to do something, if you're a bit scared of it, you feel like, okay, maybe I'm not ready, I'm gonna wait. You wait a bit, you still don't feel ready, so you keep waiting for the opportunity. For some people, they feel like they can't pursue stuff because they're still healing. Well, actually, you know, if like, so here's an example that I just randomly thought. I don't think this is anyone's situation, but just to give you an idea. So some people feel like they shouldn't get into a new relationship until they are fully healed, which, okay, healing yourself will benefit you, but just because you're not healed doesn't mean you're not worthy of your love or any of your desires, you know. You don't need to be a fully healed person to be worthy of something. All you have to do is just to take care of yourself. Make sure you keep up your healing journey if that's something you're going through. And that's when you're going to be, you know, you're still worthy of it. So, you know, in a relationship, yeah, make sure you're not toxic and hurting the other person. But, you know, if you're still healing from trauma or anything, you're still allowed to be loved. Just be aware of your actions. And sometimes people come into your life and they help you heal. You feel like you've healed so much, they suddenly come into your life, and then they can be the next part of helping you heal. So basically the overall message of that is just, you know, you don't need to be fully healed if you feel like you want to do something, you know. Just do things that make you feel good. Take care of yourself. But, you know, you can start taking action. You can start right now if you want to. Alright, okay, we have a couple cards. Oh, this is cute. We have Between Worlds. And funny enough, as I was talking about that, we have soulmates. Okay, well, the Between the Worlds card, this is transfer, like going from the darkness to the good, you know, going between these two worlds, basically. You're going to be stepping from the darkness into the light. Now, interestingly enough, when I was talking about the whole when you meet the right person thing, I then pulled the soulmates card, and this is about, like, you know, this is mostly about love, because as you can see there is like love hearts. Also, interestingly enough, there's a key there and a key here. So for some of you, I feel like a significant person is going to be like play a part in this. For those who are in a relationship right now, I feel like the message could be that, you know, this person can help you guide through this situation. And this is something that, like, you can work through together, and it's like a message that you're not alone, you know. You don't have to be alone to do something. You can have help. But also with if you're single, with the soulmates card, I'm getting that perhaps with this process you're going through, this is going to help you lead to your soulmate, if that makes sense. So here's a random scenario that I just got popped up into my head. You could be having a disjustice in your work. You're putting all your energy, you're unhappy, and perhaps the co-workers aren't great. You've been thinking about leaving your job, but perhaps you're a bit like, I don't know. I feel like if you have the courage to do a new job, and move somewhere, like for example, if you're single, this could be the opportunity where you meet your soulmate. So that could be a message there. And for some of you, I feel like who are listening to this are thinking about leaving a toxic relationship. Perhaps you've been scared to, perhaps you feel a bit attached. I think this is just confirmation that if this is something that you've been wanting to do but been scared to, you are going to find your soulmate. You are going to find someone else who makes you really happy and makes you really good. So please take that message however that resonates to you in your situation. Also, if you are with someone, it could just be clarification from your future self that this person is your soulmate and you're going to be with them for a very long time. So that could be another message there. Okay, I'm going to shuffle this deck now, the Astral Realms, and just see if we can get any messages for you from your future self. Let's just pile 2, please. Okay, we have Transcendence and Healing. Oh my gosh. So this is healing there, and we have healing coming up 2 times. The fact that these cards have come together is making me oh look, and also 333. So that's a great, there's an angel number right there. I love this. Okay, so basically what I'm getting, I feel like these 2 cards are a message as itself. You're going through a healing process, clearly, and by doing so you're going to transcend, you're going to get like higher knowledge and all that. So this card's all about the crown chakra and being like one, and being like one with the universe and all that, and kind of getting with healing through this process you're going through. Naturally it's healing you, and you're going to get like more knowledge, you're going to be more wise, you're going to have more life experience, you're going to feel more at peace as well. And I think of one with the universe, I'm thinking of peace, and I just kind of see you leveling up into a better version of yourself. You're going to be learning your boundaries, you're going to be learning what you really want and what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy, and by doing so this is really going to help you on your healing journey, you know. So I think your future self is really wanting you to like know that healing is definitely something that is benefiting you, that is like a theme in your life right now. And sometimes that can be frustrating because sometimes we want things, sometimes we want to hear, oh yes, money's coming into your life, love's coming into life, which with a soulmate's card, if it isn't, it is. But sometimes when we hear that we're healing, it's not always the message you want to hear. We want material things, but sometimes healing is the biggest gift of all, because that can be like the process of helping you get what you want, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm now going to be shuffling this deck. So let me just get a few messages from your future self. Let's just pile 2 back to yourself, please. We had this earlier. Okay, so we have Hero, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Let's get 2 more cards. Okay, we have spontaneous awakening. Oh, it's a blue flame, by the way. Activation, integration time. And let's get 1 more. Message from pile 2's future self, please. We have surrender to the sweetness. Okay, funny enough, pile 1 had 2 of these cards. So basically with the Hero card, or Haraith, if I'm pronouncing it, I'm sorry, I'm not the best at pronouncing things, I should probably learn. So longing for home, homesick for the stars. This is making me feel like you're longing for the end goal. This is kind of the same theme with pile 1. So messages are different in terms of like the whole readings itself, but these messages are the same. So you're longing for things to be a certain way. Oh, perhaps for some of you, you're longing for a person, and basically you could be longing for a partner. This could just be like a side message there, and it's just like telling you that you can get that, you are going to get that. But anyway, longing for the outcome. With the surrender to the sweetness card, I feel like, this is Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. I feel like by healing, okay, so the longing for the home, the homesick for the stars, is making me think of healing. You're healing this, whatever you're feeling. And by doing so, you're learning to enjoy your life. You're learning to look for, make the most out of things, be in the present moment, all of that kind of stuff. And you're just learning how to be happy with yourself. With the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. This is making me feel that you are kind of like having this awakening, because we have the transcendence. I feel like, I just had a thought. Okay, for some of you, I feel like you're going through a spiritual awakening right now. For some of you, you may resonate with being a star seed and you have that longing for being with the stars. And it could be a bit of a strange feeling because you don't really feel at home with Earth. I feel like you have been going through this journey where you're healing, and by doing so in this healing, you're actually having a spiritual awakening. And that's why we're having the transcendence and the crown chakra activation. And you're going through the world of like how your old life is to be and stepping into this new brightened version of life, which is kind of like making me think of the spiritual awakening, because this is what I went through this time last year. Actually, I was going through a lot of pain, and by healing that, I kind of transcended into my spiritual awakening and seeing things much better. So yeah, this is the message I think I'm getting. Actually, by this whole process, you're going for a spiritual awakening. You're letting go of the attachments to negative things, which would make sense with the devil, and basically you're going to get a new lease of life and seeing things in a more positive way and feeling good. And this is like just some activation, you know. This is like, I feel like for a lot of you, this spiritual awakening has been sudden. For some people, it's a gradual process that happens over months, years, whereas for you, I feel like this is like a snap, you know. Things are just suddenly just happening, and you've just been chucked into this place where you're just like, oh my gosh, spiritual awakening, what's happening? And I feel like you're shedding your ego, shedding your old self, and like transcending, transforming to like a butterfly and growing your wings. And I feel like this could be a bit of a daunting process for some of you. And I think your future self is just wanting you to be aware that, like, you know, you're going to be okay. There is going to be a better side from this process you're going through. You know, you might not enjoy the old things you enjoy like you used to. That's what happens. And you're going to be kind of like relearning and discovering yourself and the things that truly make you happy. It could even be your soul purpose. You're going to be moving away from old things that don't serve you anymore, but then new bigger blessings are coming into your life. Things you like, your biggest wishes are going to come true, and you're going to be like a high vibration, just feeling really positive and feeling very good. So I feel like that's the message there. Okay, let's get the final deck and just ask for your your future self, any final messages you need to hear right now. All right, final messages for pile 2, please. Okay, we have the bloom, creations realized, right time, harvest, celebrate. Okay, so basically I thought it's continuing with what I'm saying. So when you've gone through your spiritual awakening, I don't know where about you'll be at for your journey. You might have not had it yet, and this is just a message saying you're going to be going through this. But once you've done that, you're going to be like getting new creative ideas. You're going to be wanting new things in your life, and like wanting to feel like maybe have a purpose. Maybe you're wanting to help humanity in a kind. Some of you are going to resonate with the idea of being a star seed, which is having a higher purpose and helping with humanity to do something, depending what that is. But yeah, there's action that you're wanting to take. I feel like it could be taking action for healing. There's definitely action that's needed to be taken, and because we had the go the distance earlier and it says right time, now's the time for you to take action in regards to this something. Hopefully by me saying this, you would have an idea of what it is, because through this reading, and because it's a general reading, I'm not really able to say what exactly that is. So hopefully by me saying that, you're able to figure that out. But basically it's just a message saying things are going to be really fruitful, and things are going to like go really well from it. You know, I feel like it's going to be whatever action you need wanting to take or contemplating on taking is going to really help you go the distance. It's going to really help you on your journey and feel good and discover new things. Okay, I'm going to get one more card. Any final messages pile 2 needs to know, please? Okay, we have the fertile void, inner winter, rest, patience, potency, secret beginnings. What's kind of funny is that this card is all about taking action, doing things, but this one says rest, patience, secret beginnings. Okay, so I feel like once you take an action, you're going to get into a space where you can rest. And I feel like that's something that's really needed, especially when you go for a spiritual awakening. Rest is something that is very important because it can get a lot. And I think, okay, when you start taking action, now's the right time to do things, but be patient with it. It's not going to happen instantly. You've got to go the distance. It's going to take a while to get there. It's not going to be immediate. It could be your healing journey as well, going the distance of your healing. You know, healing doesn't happen overnight. It can take like months, you know. But it's something that's going to be worth it because we have the secret beginnings. Like I said, once you take action in regards to this thing, that's when you're going to get like new beginnings that you've never even thought of, new opportunities and all that. So this is very exciting. But anyway, pile twos, that is your message from your future self. I do hope that resonates for you and brings you any clarity needed. I do have my personal readings available, although do bear in mind that I'm going to be having them turned off soon just because I'm going on holiday next week. So they won't be available to buy then, but when I get back it will be. So just bear that in mind. If you're wanting to get one, just give me a DM on Instagram and then I can get you sorted out once I have completed my holiday. But anyway, I hope you all have an amazing day. Comment down below if this video resonated for you. Subscribe to my channel for more tarot readings and also more manifestation content and helping you live your best life, especially for 2023. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hi pile threes, I hope you're doing amazing. If you chose this fluorite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be having like to see what messages your higher self has, not higher self, future self has to say to you. I just had a bit of a break from doing the previous reading, so my brain's a bit like, what am I doing again? But yeah, we're doing messages from your future self. Okay, so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to start off with shuffling this tarot deck I have. We're going to pull out some cards and just see what the overall message is, and then we're going to pull a bunch of oracle cards just to get more messages from your higher self. So what does pile three's higher self need them to know, please? Oh, okay, so we have 7 of Cups, messages from pile three's high. Oh my gosh, these cards are going crazy. Was that the Lovers? No, it was the Well. Okay, let's get 2 more cards. What does pile three's future self need to know, please? Okay, so overall message I'm getting so far, it's because we have the 7 of Cups and the Well. It's making me feel like you have, maybe you're trying to think what you're wanting to do right now. The 7 of Cups is having lots of ideas, lots of options, and I kind of see it as not really sure knowing what exactly to do because you had the Well with it. I kind of see you have a desired life of like the end goal. You kind of know exactly how you want to live it, but you now have so many ideas of what you want to do and you kind of want to do all of them. And I feel like your future self is saying you should probably narrow it down and focusing on one, because the 6 of Pentacles, I'm kind of seeing the scales there with like equal, well, just like equal things and balance. That's the word I was trying to get at. I feel like you need to find a balance in all these things you are wanting. So for example, with the 7 of Cups, it could be, okay, you want a house, you want to have money, you want to do like loads of different aspects in your career, you want to have loads of things. And I feel like you kind of have loads of goals and dreams of what you want in your life, which is great, you know, it's great to have loads of goals. However, I feel like right now is the opportunity to actually focus on one thing, because we have the Hermit as well. It's making me think that maybe you should go within and like listen to yourself and really find out what exactly you do want. So for example, let's say you know your end goal, you know what you want. It's time, your future self is saying, okay, now it's time to go within, do some inner work and be like, okay, I want this, how am I going to get there? And maybe focus on one thing. So I feel like you have someone that has loads of ideas in your brain and you're always like thinking, oh, this is a good idea, I want to do this and this and this. And trust me, I'm like the exact same. I'm literally learning this lesson at the moment. And I feel like your future self is saying, okay, focus on one thing. And the Hermit is kind of like there to help you, or help to remind you to go in and figure out what that one thing you really want is, to like work on first. Because just by me saying, you know, loads of options, I'm not saying you can't do them all, you can. It's just, if you want to do something well, you should focus on one thing and have a priority. Get that done, then you can work on the next thing. So I feel like you just need to have time to yourself to really figure out what you want to start working on and narrow it down, so you can start taking action and pursue it and actually get a lot of growth and success from it potentially. Okay, I'm now going to shuffle this oracle deck and just see if we can get any more messages for you in regards to this reading, what your future self wants you to know. So what does Pearl Three's future self want them to know, please? Okay, we have refinement. So yeah, literally refinement is literally all about narrowing it down and refining your ideas. I'm glad that card came out, because that gives me at least clarification for this reading. So yeah, you know what you want, but now's the time to refine your ideas and be like, okay, I'm going to focus on this one thing. And just like, right, if you're someone that has loads of ideas, open up your notes page or get a bit of paper and write all your ideas down. When you get an idea, write it down. The reason why is because then it's there, you don't have to worry about forgetting about it. Choose one of the ideas you want to focus on, do it. And once you've done it, you can do something else. Maybe it could be the case you don't want to do it anymore, but just refining these ideas will help you manage to get there and actually put action into it. Because sometimes when we have loads of ideas and start doing it all at once, they all kind of end up being incomplete. So for you to get this stuff done, your future self definitely wants you to like just focus on one thing and do like things one at a time. Okay, let's get another message. A message from, oh, okay, we have purification. Again, I'm getting the same vibe. So just like really go through and figure out what exactly you want. So purify your ideas, and maybe you could be wanting something because other people have it, or like you feel like it's expected. So for example, a very common one is everyone wants money. You know, who doesn't want money? Or okay, most people want money. Usually it's not always the case that the people want the actual money itself. Money is a tool. What people want is the emotions and the things that come along with money. So for example, for some it could be material goods, for others it could be freedom, because they feel like, well, if you're really rich, you don't have to work, you have all the time in the world. It could be with the money you want to travel. So see if you can narrow it down and figure out, okay, these are all I want to do, these are my goals. Go within and be like, okay, what is my emotions? What do I actually want to feel? What do I want to bring in my life? And by narrowing it down, this can actually help you be more on task. So if you're wanting to do something because you feel like it will bring something into your life, like fame or recognition, or you feel like you're helping people, it could be that you could do this another way by already combining with something you really want to, like that you're already doing, if that makes sense. Let's get another card. So I feel like you need to go through, oh, we've got productivity as well. So you need to go through the process of purificating and just like really setting the intentions of what you want to do for now. And also what I'm just thinking with the purification card is making me feel like only focusing on one thing. If you have so many things you're focusing on, then you need to just like only focus on that one thing. And that's like how you're actually going to start achieving things and getting things done, because all your time and energy is on that one thing. And then we have productivity, and that's what I'm kind of getting as well. When you focus on only one thing, you're going to be a lot more productive and achieving more things because you're actually getting stuff done. Sometimes when we have loads of plans, like a massive to-do list, you can get really overwhelmed and panic and think, oh my god, I have so much to do, and it makes you feel it makes you procrastinate. From doing that, you actually end up doing maybe even nothing, or just not as much as you hope you would, and you kind of beat yourself up over it. Whereas if you focus on only one thing, maybe two max, what will happen is you'll start taking action, because it feels like it's less to do and it kind of makes you encourage you more to do it. So if you can like just lower the amount of tasks you have to do, make your to-do list smaller, you'll notice that you'll get a lot more things done and you'll be more productive. And then once you've completed the task, you can move on to the next thing that you are on your desires that you want to achieve. So that's a message there as well. I'm now going to shuffle the wisdom of the oracle deck and just see if there's any messages that want to come up for you from your future self. Get messages for Pile 3's future self, please. Okay, thank you. We have mending. Okay. And just get one more message for Pile 3's future self. We're gonna get this one. We have to be fair. Okay. Funny enough, when I first saw the mending card, it made, as you can see, these people, there's some flags here. And it's making me kind of like think of, so for example, they're focusing on that instead of doing something new, they're reusing things they've already done. So for some of you, perhaps you have some projects that you are wanting to like, okay, no, let me rephrase that. For some of you, you may have some projects which you've kind of abandoned because perhaps you're really busy and you were like, you know, you're doing loads of things at once and then you're focusing on other things and then you kind of forgot about it. It's making me think of start doing some of the things that you want to do still, that you kind of not really abandoned but put on the back burner. Get those things done, and then by doing so you're going to feel a lot more clearer, like you have more fresh energy because all the old things are done and you can kind of like put your focus on new things. The To Be Fair card is all about getting a balance, and it's always about considering your options as well. So it's making me think that, you know, you need to find a balance in your mind and all the things you want to accomplish, because I am getting a very jumbled energy of like, you know what you want as the end goal, but getting there, you just have so many ideas, so many different things going on. You try something, maybe you might put it on the back burner and see something else, but like, I'm going to try this again. And I feel like you don't really carry things through. So I feel like it's going to benefit you to like find a balance and really figure out what you do want, and like, you know, balance your time on the things you do basically. So let's say you have 10 things on your list. Focus on 2 things. On one time you'll do one thing, another time you'll do another thing. Eventually you'll get those complete. These plates will be clear. You can kind of see there's an egg and a fortune cookie. Then 2 other things will go on there and you can focus on that, and you're going to find that's how you're going to slowly make progress into your desires, because starting one thing, starting another thing, starting another thing, you're not progressing forward to get to your desires. You're just starting things and having lots of stuff in the background but not really making progress as such, even though it may feel like you're making progress because you're starting something different with the hope of, oh, if I start this, then I am going to get somewhere because I've started it. But if you don't finish it, you're not progressing further. So it could be you just have loads of ideas, and I think now's the time for you to just really focus on one thing. And if you don't know what that one thing is, go meditate on it, you know, have a hermit moment and just go within and find out what that's going to be, because that's what's going to benefit you, is find that true thing, what your intuition calls you to do. By finding that out, that's when you're going to know what to focus on, and then you're going to be able to move forward. Okay, I'm now going to do the next oracle deck. This one is the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. We're going to pull a couple more messages from your higher self, your future self. I guess it could be your higher self as well. Alright, messages from Pile 3's future self, please. Future self. We have healing. I think every single pile has had the healing cards. Okay. And we have clarity. Okay. So when I saw the healing card, the first thing that popped out to me was, see if you can go back and figure out why you might be starting loads of things. for some of you, I feel like you may have had the struggle where you've started things in your past and maybe you've tried doing things, but things don't really end up in your favor. So you try another thing. Okay, I'm kind of it's making me think of a little bit of a childhood story that hopefully will be some benefits. So basically, when I was younger, I had always loads of ideas. I want to write for magazines. I want to create stuff and sell it at shops. So I've started up loads of mini businesses. So for example, one of them, I made jewelry for like a little, I wanted to make my own jewelry line. So I launched, had no sales, and thought, oh, actually no, that's a lie. I had one sale. So I made another line and launched it. Again, made no sales. I quit it. What I didn't do was research how to do social media management. I just posted it on Etsy in the hopes of, oh yeah, people buy it, but nothing happened. But while I was doing that, at the same time, I was thinking of other ways of making money. So I was already in the process of, okay, how am I going to expand this? I'm going to make prints. At the same time, I wanted to be a YouTuber. So I was focusing on making videos as well. I wasn't promoting my jewelry on it, but I just had so many projects I wanted to do. And it's caused this issue where for me now, I'm having projects that I'm wanting to do, but I'm only focusing on one. So I'm focusing on my tarot. I'm also focusing on another private project, which I'm not really going to talk about until it is done. But I've had this thing hold me back where I feel like I can't accomplish anything. I've tried so many things and they failed. And I've had to heal that, because I've had this mindset of thinking I can't accomplish anything because I have tried to do loads of things at once and they didn't work out. Okay, yes, there was a reason behind that. I learned that it was because I wasn't rededicating my time and doing things properly. But it has caused this mindset in my head that thinking the thing I'm working on now is going to fail because that's what has happened in the past. So I've had to like reprogram that and try to change that mindset. I understand now that the reason why I was doing it is because I was impatient and really wanted money, because I felt a massive lack mindset to do with money. So healing that has actually caused me to have patience as well. So basically, I think what your future self is saying, maybe you should dive deep into this and see if there's anything you need to heal. Why are you so desperate to get all your ideas like completed now? Is there something you're really wanting that perhaps you feel like, you know, you have had lack on, or like maybe you feel like you're not worthy of something? So going into that could actually benefit you through this. With the other card, we also have clarity. And I feel like because we got that with the healing card, I'm kind of getting that when you get clarity on this, and because of the citrine crystal, which is all about success, I feel like that's when you're going to really take time and really focus on one thing and really put in the dedication. And I feel like that's when you're going to start seeing success in what you do as well. So try heal any wounds you may have towards this and figure out your habits, why you keep wanting to do things. And by doing so, that's what's going to help you to progress forward. Okay, I'm now going to shuffle this deck, the Starseed Oracle, and see if we can get any other messages in regards to, well, from your future self. All right, messages for Pearl Grief, please. We have, oh my gosh, we have deep cellular healing. This is literally about healing again. So Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. I'm going to be honest, I feel called to read the handbook for this one. So I'm going to do that. So luckily I brought them out just in case I needed them. So let me read this out. Oh, and I opened it on that page. Exactly. So I obviously need to do that. So your body knows how to heal. Healing is your natural state. Physical and emotional disharmony can be a reflection of how the world, inner and outer, has been out of alignment. If you're suffering from a mysterious or chronic illness, don't allow yourself to think you've done something wrong. Today, it's difficult to navigate our health. If this card has made its way to you, you're being called to focus on your healing in practical ways, to prioritize your health, to be kind and tender to your miraculous body, to give yourself the grounding and care you need, to put your body first, to nourish yourself as you would a newborn baby, to treat yourself with tender care. You may be called to switch things up with your body or your emotional well-being, to call in a team of helpers to support you in navigating any challenges you may be experiencing emotionally. The Arcturians are a galactic group of beings who have mastered deep cellular and emotional healing. They want you to know that it's possible to feel vibrant in your body and well in your skin, to have your cells return to effervescence and vitality, to find calmness and contentness, to have a soothed nervous system and tranquil heart. Okay, so I feel like for somebody that could just be a separate message in general, so take that if it resonates. If not, I'm just kind of getting that like you have what it takes in you to like heal from these things we've been talking about with healing. So I think if you're worried and you heard me like when I was speaking saying, oh yes, you need to heal that, this is like how you do it, and if you're there thinking, well, okay, but how am I going to do that? That can be a worry sometimes, you know, when you find out you need to heal something, but then you're just there like, how? So basically the thing is just the book, or yeah, the guidebook is just saying you can do this naturally and things can come, like, you know, it can come naturally and you can figure out how without really having to worry too much about it. So I think now you're aware of it, just I feel like it's going to be a process that will come naturally. Okay. So yeah, I'd say if that message doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. I feel like it could be more of a specific message, and that's why I had to read out the guidebook, because I did feel like it's something a little bit separate, even though we did have healing. Okay, let me just going to get a couple more cards. Okay, thank you. We have trust the timing. Okay, trust the wave you came on. Time is not running out. So for some of you, or a lot of you perhaps, the reason why you're wanting to pursue everything is because you're worried that you're running out of time. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I need to do this done now because I want to receive this now. I would like to have this now and everything. And sometimes, you know, we want to have all of our desires now because we imagine our life would be amazing with that. But I think your future self just wants to say, look, trust the timing. Things will come into place exactly when it needs to. Right now, you just need to focus on the moment, focus on one thing, and things will fall into place. You know, pace yourself with the things you do. Your time is not running out. All right, let's get one more of these cards and then we'll move on to the final deck. Okay, we have big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So the first thing I'm getting is kind of making me feel like maybe the present moment. I feel like a lot of you are focusing on the big picture, which is good. It's good to have an idea of where you want to go, what you want to achieve, and all along that lines. But maybe try and look at the big picture of like, you go even bigger. You know what you want, but if you do things separately, so one thing at a time, let's say you might be writing a book, but also you're wanting to start a podcast, and you're also wanting to sell things, and you're also wanting to provide a masterclass. Those are great things to achieve, but focus on one thing. So think, when you've mastered one thing, let's say you decide to do the podcast, you master that, you get an audience, then it means now that you have an audience, it means you can start creating your masterclass, because that's when people are going to like, you have an audience to sell it. So look at the big picture. Think of what you can start off with, which can then link onto the next idea you have, because that's gonna because it'll fit better. You know, it wouldn't make sense to make a masterclass right now if you don't really have followers or like people who are wanting it. You know, it could be a thing that's in the market, but it'd be better if you start like a social media presence or start that podcast so you can get viewers, and then it means when you eventually release your masterclass, you can talk about it in your podcast. So try to look at the big picture in terms of that, and I feel like that will really benefit you massively and help guide you on what thing you should start first. Okay, I'm now going to do the final deck, the Rose Oracle. I'm going to get final messages from your future self. Okay, final messages for Carl Free's future self, please. I feel cool to get this card. We have Lineage of the Rose, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul caller, gather. And then let's get one more and then I'll interpret them. Let's see. Oh, thank you. We have Brothers of the Rose, sacred masculine, honor, protection, support. Okay, so Lineage of the Rose. It's kind of interesting how it's moved by the goddess, then sacred masculine, so we kind of have feminine and masculine energy here. Okay, so for the here for this and so cool, maybe you have all these ideas and you feel very determined to get everything done and do things now because it is your soul calling. Maybe deep down you know what you're meant to provide, and that's why you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to get everything now. I want to do this all now because this is something you're so passionate about and it's all exciting. You want to get it done. And I feel like this is just the reason why, like, what you're wanting to do, it's a so cool. It's something you're meant to do. Also, the here for this is making me think of a separate message. Some of you need to ground yourself more. You have so many ideas. You could be like channeling some from like spirit, your higher self, whatever. You're channeling stuff and you're getting all these downloads of ideas, and it could be a lot. I feel like you need to ground yourself more and to kind of like be in the present moment. So when you have your ideas, you can write them down, ground yourself, focus on what you're doing now. It's still okay to get ideas, you know, it's great, they can be beneficial. But instead of feeling the need to act upon them now, you can focus on just doing what you're doing, get it done. But when you have your ideas, you know that you got them there in the background if you still feel called to do it. Now, the sacred masculine, honor, protection and support card. The first thing I'm getting, like message wise, is that your dreams are protected. Things that you want to do, it's all protected. You can get exactly what you want, you know, things are going to fall into place. The sacred masculine, I'm thinking of like, I'm kind of getting a different message. It's like, which kind of goes along with this reading. It's like using your masculine energy, which is about taking action, doing things. But the sacred is making me think of sparse, like being sparse about it, or just like holding back. So it's like, use your masculine energy sparingly. That's the vibe I'm getting. And I'm also getting with the support card, like your spirit guides, angels, gods, whoever you resonate with. You can ask them for support to help you with this journey as well, to help you figure out like what to start off with, what to do. I feel like this will benefit you massively, because I feel like maybe you feel like you're quite alone with what you're doing. Like, you have all these ideas, whereas actually I think your spirit team wants you to actually start using them more to get guidance and, you know, use them to help. They want you to ask them to help, because I feel like this is something that will benefit you too. Even if it's just like figuring out how to do stuff, like I feel like if you can just ask them for help, even if it's just how to order things, guides, like what steps you should do first, anything along the lines of that, your spirit team will be really happy if you did that. Anyway, pile threes, that is your reading. I hope that resonated for you and brought you the clarity you needed. Just so you know, I do have personal readings available, but I am going on holiday next week, so my shop is turned off. But if you want a reading, just bear it in mind, or DM me on Instagram, and then I can get back to you and let you know when my shop's back open. I'm taking readings again. But anyway, I hope you all have an amazing day. I'll see you very soon. Like this video if it's resonated, comment down below if it resonated as well, and subscribe to me for more tarot readings. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye guys.